I thought I heard a sound. I thought I heard a sound. I thought I heard a sound of magic everywhere. I wonder what it was that I heard. Looking all around, looking all around, I could swear that I saw magic everywhere. Searching for that sound of hope that I heard. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the sound of people singing all across the land, songs that have been banned. Forbidden bells are ringing, talking very low, telling what they know about a time when all the creatures share the earth. I thought I heard you speak. I thought I heard you speak. But you're just an animal or some old tree. But I could swear you said that you are my friend. I thought I felt some love. I thought I felt some love. I thought I felt some love from all the mountains around here. I thought I felt a melting in my heart. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the sound of people singing all across the land, songs that have been banned. Forbidden bells are ringing, talking very low, telling what they know about a time when all the creatures share the earth. I thought I had a dream. I thought I had a dream. And in my dream I realized that this dream would come true. And then I knew that I had magic too. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the sound of people singing all across the land, songs that have been banned. Forbidden bells are ringing, talking very low, telling what they know about a time when all the creatures share the earth. I thought I heard a sound. I thought I heard a sound. I thought I heard a sound of magic everywhere. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dana Lyons, and we've got a special show for you tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be singing and telling stories and talking about how we can stop high-level nuclear waste that's leaking at the Hanford Reservation from flowing into the Columbia River, how we can protect the Columbia River, how we can remove the lower Snake River dams from the Snake River to free the salmon to go back up into Idaho and feed the orca, stop the pollution at the Columbia that's going in from Hanford, how we can work to protect the orca, how we can protect the salmon. But really, really what we're talking about tonight on this January 6th, 2022 is how we can use our democracy, how we can take part in our democracy to accomplish the things that we as a community want to accomplish. And I'm going to be talking about issues that, my guess is that 90% of us here in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and probably throughout the world would like to see done. And when 90+% of a democracy wants something to be done, well, if there was an election about it, it would be done. But sometimes we have to work to pressure our representatives to get them to move on things. So I'll be talking about all those things. Tonight's a special show because I'm broadcasting to my Facebook music page, my YouTube page, Cows with Guns Guy. The Facebook page is facebook.com/Dana Lyons. Also, I want to welcome folks from our friends from Heart of America Northwest, which is a beautiful, small grassroots group that works to clean up the Columbia River, to stop the waste from Hanford, to clean up the Hanford nuclear dump, and to protect the Columbia River. And we're really appreciative of you folks being here tonight. And also, we're broadcasting to the Facebook page of the Representative Jerry Paulette, state legislature for here in Washington. And Jerry's an old friend of mine. And we were talking last week, and we said, hey, let's do a show. I can sing Our State is a Dump Site. I can sing Salmon Come Home. Let's do a show talking about what we can do right now to encourage the governor of Washington to basically order the Department of Energy to clean up the waste that's leaking into the Columbia River. And I'll be talking a little bit about that more later on. But in any case, welcome everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm also going to tell some stories about victories we've won in the past in our region and how we're going to win cleaning up the nuclear waste flowing toward the Columbia, and how we're going to win at removing the 4 lower Snake River dams. Well, let's see. Before I sing you Our State is a Dump Site, I want to just tell you a little bit about it. When I moved here, I grew up in upstate New York, and after college, I moved here to Washington State. And this is my adopted home, and I've been living here ever since. I arrived here in 1985, and I very quickly learned that there was a proposal to dump all of the commercial nuclear waste from around the United States here in Washington State. And I was a little shocked. I thought, oh yes, Washington State, beautiful mountains, pristine wilderness. So I was like, hell no. And, I was just beginning my music career, and I thought I'll write up a goofy little song kind of making fun of the situation called Our State is a Dump Site. And I had been fishing in Alaska, and I had made some money, and I took that money from my summer of fishing, and I spent it all on recording my first EP, the extended play records. Remember vinyl? They're about this big. You might have seen pictures in a museum of them. But no, some of us still have them. And I recorded 4 songs, and that's Our State is a Dump Site. And the song is now on, I added it to the end of my Animal CD. But, I spent about 6 months recording the songs, and then, I came out with the record, and it was time to promote it. And my brother Zach came out and stayed with me in my basement apartment, and he helped promote the song. And the first thing he did was he went out in Seattle, and he found groups that were working to try to stop this giant nuclear waste dump at Hanford. And, he went to the Greenpeace, the local chapter, and they were helpful, and he met Hazel Wolf. But one of the people he met was Jerry Paulette at Washburg. Jerry was the head of Washburg at that point. And Jerry and I immediately hit it off, and he was very enthusiastic about the Our State is a Dump Site song. And Jerry was really
one of, if not the main leader in the fight to stop the Hanford nuclear waste dump, along with Heart of America Northwest, the nonprofit that Jerry works with. And Jerry wrote up what was called Referendum 40, and that the people of Washington would get to vote. Imagine that, get to vote. Do you want a nuclear waste dump here or not? And so the Referendum 40 campaign was happening. And when Jerry heard Our State is a Dump Site, he suggested, hey, you know, that could be the state song. There was a big argument over what the state song should be, so we thought we'd throw in Our State is a Dump Site just to make things even more confusing. But I thought, hey, you know, why don't I do a tour of Washington State and build a life-size model of a nuclear waste cask and rent a flatbed truck and tour around the state. And I think it was yes on 40. I forget if it was yes or no, but we were trying to, yes on 40 meant no, stopping the dump. Jerry will remember. You can write that in the notes if you're following this, Jerry. So Jerry's group, Washburg, helped fund that, helped rent the truck, and then my brother and I purchased it's a toilet paper roll that's the size of a column that holds up the bridges on an interstate. It's gigantic. It's like, I don't know, this was like 12 feet long and 4 feet wide or something like that. But we bought one of those and we painted it up fluorescent yellow so it looked like it was glowing, and we wrote no on 40 or yes on 40 or whatever it was, Referendum 40. And so it was like a giant billboard. And we drove all over Washington State, and we went, you know, specifically to the, you know, communities that had television stations like the Tri-Cities and Spokane and Yakima and, of course, Seattle. Came to Bellingham. And as we traveled around, a very funny thing happened. And people would make hand gestures at us. They'd either give us the thumbs up or they would give us the finger. And we were getting lots of news. All the TV stations were covering us because we were carrying this crazy life-size nuclear waste cask around. And it was a timely topic, and we were on the radio and newspapers and everything else. Well, the media caught wind of what we started calling the finger poll, and we kept track of how many people gave us the thumbs up and how many people gave us the finger. And at the end of the tour, and the media was covering this, okay, the finger poll is at such and such a percent, and the thumbs are this way, and the fingers are here. Well, at the end of the tour, this is before the vote, the finger poll was measuring 80% to stop the nuclear dump and 20% to have the nuclear dump. Because, you know, some parts of the state, especially around the Tri-Cities, people wanted that. And when the referendum was voted on in November, the results were 84% to stop the dump and 16% to have it. So the finger poll was within the margin of error. So I think we could use the finger poll for other political analysis. But besides being an interesting and funny story, that what I love about the whole Referendum 40 story is part of the Referendum 40 is that the people of Washington State could veto. Washington State could veto that commercial nuclear waste dump. Now, the federal government could override that veto, but we had the power to veto it. And our elected officials were like, oh, you know, we don't really, we're not sure, maybe, you know. Elected officials, you know, some of them are, you know, straight up corrupt, but a lot of them are actually really fine people, really outstanding activists and citizens, and they want to do the right thing. And sometimes they're in a tough place where they need enough political backing to give them cover to make what they might think is a difficult decision. Well, when 84% of the people vote on something, that's pretty clear. that gives all the politicians go-aheads like, no, we ain't doing this. And it sent a clear signal to the federal government. So what I love about that story is here was an example where the people organized, they voted, and we stopped the Hanford nuclear waste dump. We stopped the proposed commercial waste dump. There is a dump at Hanford with military nuclear waste. But that is people power. That is using our democracy to express the will of the people. And the referendum 40 was a very creative way to make our feelings clear. And I so appreciate Jerry Paulette for leading that fight, and for Heart of America Northwest leading that fight. And they're leading a fight right now because there's nuclear waste leaking from a container toward the Columbia River. And I'm going to sing Our State is a Dump Site first, and then I'm going to talk about what you can do to help get that waste cleaned up so it doesn't go down into the river and poison the salmon and everyone who lives along the river and all the other creatures. And we're gonna get the federal government to clean up that waste, and we're gonna do it in a similar way that we got them. We stopped the commercial nuclear waste dump from coming here. Well, I lost my job here fishing and opened up a store. I buy and sell reactors, cooling towers, and lead doors. We've got a brand new industry bearing fruit of finer taste. We sell juice to California and get paid to keep the waste. Our state is a dump site, a plutonium-239. Our state is a dump site, just set it over there, that's fine. Our state is a dump site, we'll take whatever you send. Our state is a dump site where the hot times never end. We don't just make the power, we also build the bonds. The dollars never stop from Washington to Washington. The other states all love us 'cause we rarely take a stand. They send us little presents and put money in our hands. Everybody now, our state is a dump site, a plutonium-239. Celebrate now, our state is a dump site, and just set it over there, that's fine. Our state is a dump site, we'll take whatever you send. Our state is a dump site where the hot times never end. So now I'm big and wealthy 'cause my business here has grown. I sell lamps that don't plug in and heaters for your home. Progress and technology, for us they've sure been great. We're singing here in Washington, the ever-glowing state. Everybody in our state is a dump site, a plutonium-239. Our state is a dump site, and just set it over there, that's fine. Our state is a dump site, our fate is to mutate. We're singing here in Washington, the ever-glowing state. Grab a harmony, everybody. We're singing here in Washington, the ever-glowing state. Yee-haw! Thank you. Thank you. I see people are commenting there. That is wonderful. I can't see the comments right now, but I'm going to put on my glasses soon and take a look. And at the end of the show, I'm going to read them all, and I'm especially going to take a look, see if Jerry has said anything in case I make any mistakes, which is bound to happen. So yes, our state is a dump site. I'm very proud of this. Was actually introduced to be Washington's state song. And we had 13 co-sponsors. This is true. I know, it's very weird. We had 13 co-sponsors to make Our State is a Dump Site Washington state song. And sadly, it was struck down in the Rules Committee. I'm still bitter. Oh boy. Okay. Now, what are we going to do about it? Okay, friends, here's the play. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're not just talking about it. We're going to take action, okay? So basically, the governor of Washington, his name is Jay Inslee, Governor Inslee. I happen to really like Governor Inslee. But Governor Inslee has the power to order the U.S. Department of Energy to clean up the leaking nuclear waste. Basically, there are these nuclear waste, high-level nuclear waste casks from when they were making bombs or whatever. And one of these casks is leaking. It's leaking the waste. And guess what's underneath the waste, the cask? Groundwater. And guess what happens to the water when the nuclear waste goes into the water? The groundwater flows. And guess where the groundwater flows? It flows downhill. And guess what's downhill a few miles away from the nuclear waste cask? You got it, the Columbia River. The Columbia River. Well, is the Columbia River that important? Do we need to worry about a little nuclear waste flowing into the Columbia River? We're talking about the small animals, the fish breathing the nuclear waste, the small animals eating it, going up the food chain. We're talking about the human beings, the Native Americans who live along the Columbia, use the plants, take the fish, the people who irrigate with the water. Okay, so we need to stop this. And what we can do to stop it is, I'm not exactly sure why Governor Inslee isn't moving to order the Department of Energy to clean this up, but my guess is there's some kind of, he's like, oh, could step on some toes here. He needs enough groundswell. He needs enough people writing, enough people talking about it, enough people expressing themselves so he has political cover. Political cover. Okay, he probably wants to do that, but he's like, oh God, am I going to stick my neck out here for what? So we need to let him know loud and clear that he needs to order the U.S. Department of Energy to clean up as quickly as possible that leaking high-level nuclear waste so it does not get to our beautiful Columbia River. And how do we do that? We're going to do that right now. I'm going to tell another story. I'm going to sing Salmon Come Home, and we're going to look at things later. But right now we're taking action. The glasses are going on. We're getting serious here, folks. We're taking action. We are exercising democracy. Democracy, use it or lose it. This is a big democracy. So I'm going to flip on over here to the banners, my exciting banners. Okay. Boom, there it is. Send a message to the governor at Facebook/HOANW. It's on your screen. That's Heart of America Northwest, HOANW. If you go to that Facebook page, you can do it now, you can do it after the show. At the top of the top post on that Facebook page is a bunch of yellow nuclear waste canister barrels. You click on that, and that will tell you where to click on through to send a message to Governor Inslee. And I believe in always being respectful to our elected officials. They've got a tough job. No matter what they do, there's going to be some people that are mad at them. But firmly and respectfully say, hey, tell the Department of Energy to clean this up. This is important. So again, send the message to the governor at facebook.com/HOANW. I'm going to leave that up in for a little bit there. I got some other notes I want to see here. Break open the computer. And then I'm going to look through, take a quick look through your messages and see if Jerry has any suggestions or questions. And then I'm going to look at everybody's messages at the end. So we've got that. I'll put that up, send the message to the governor of Facebook.com banner up later on. But also, again, I appreciate our friends. I appreciate my friends from my Facebook and YouTube watching. I appreciate Heart of America Northwest friends. from watching, and also the people from the state representative Jerry Paulette Facebook page watching. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're helping out on this important issue. So I wanted to say a few words about Heart of America Northwest. They are a small nonprofit group here in Washington State. And the Columbia River is not just the concern of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and British Columbia. Columbia River is a world treasure. So if I noticed some of them, I can barely see, but sometimes I can see my friends from Australia and around the world are commenting. Even people from around the world, even from people in other states, sending a message, clicking the thing and sending a message to Governor Inslee will help us. That's the way politicians move, okay? They're a little hesitant because, oh God, we're afraid of that side and they're afraid of this side. When they hear loud and clear from the people, they get more afraid of the people, the voters. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Love Governor Inslee, and he's going to move on this. We got to get him to move. So anyway, thank you to Heart of America Northwest. I want to just throw this up here. If you want to help out Heart of America Northwest, you can donate to Heart of America Northwest at hanfordcleanup.org. It's there on your screen. Heart of America Northwest and my friend Jerry have been leading on cleaning up Hanford since the 80s. And in 1986, like I talked about, Jerry wrote and Heart of America led that Referendum 40 that stopped the United States high-level nuclear waste dump in Washington. That is huge. That's huge. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Heart of America Northwest has led the efforts to clean up Hanford since then, all the way till the present. They've led the efforts to clean up. They were dumping high-level waste into unlined soil ditches. Can you imagine that? They led the effort to stop that, and that was stopped. They shut down the dangerous fast flux nuclear reactor, no small deal. And they moved to require the Department of Energy to start cleaning up contaminated groundwater that flows into the Columbia. And that's part of what we're working on now, too. So small group, help them out. You get a lot for your dollar with this group. They're doing outstanding work forever. So I really appreciate Heart of America. You can donate to Heart of America, hanfordcleanup.org. Also, we have a special birthday wish. Jerry told me that we want to wish Marilyn Chase, who was a fantastic progressive state senator here in Washington. She was an anti-nuclear activist, worked with Jerry to help clean up Hanford and protect us here for many years. Marilyn's daughter, Karen, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Karen or Karen, wants to wish former Senator Marilyn Chase a very happy 80th birthday. So Marilyn, thank you for everything you've done and are continuing to do to make our home a beautiful and safe place. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look at the comments here. I've got to do one more piece of homework or business here. If you enjoy these shows, I'm doing more and more live online shows. If you want to learn about them, you can join my email list at cowswithguns.com. You can like my Facebook music page, which is facebook.com/Dana Lyons, or you can subscribe at my YouTube page, youtube.com/cowswithgunsguy. So just do those things if you want to see more of those. And now, before I sing another song, let's go over and take a quick look over the thing. Okay. Oh wow. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go look at I'm gonna look at everybody's toward the end of the show and say hello, but I just want to just see if there's any from there's one. Okay. Welcome to everyone from Heart of America Northwest. Dana's singing, discussing, protecting the Columbia River. Okay, thank you. That's from Heart of America Northwest. And then again, and there's Jerry welcoming everyone from Heart of Northwest. I'm just going through. Not sure we are live on your YouTube channel. Yeah, that may be correct. I'm new at this. Hopefully, if it's not live on my YouTube channel, it will be archived there. I'm still learning that, so I apologize if it's not live on YouTube. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another person can't find on YouTube. Okay. Let's see. We're singing here in Washington, the ever-glowing state. For those of you who aren't from Washington and don't know our state motto is Washington, the evergreen state. So in the song, we're singing here in Washington, the ever-glowing state. Get it? Get it? Okay, you get it. You get it. Okay, looking down, just see any more points from Jerry before I sing the song. Then I'm going to come back and go through everybody's. There's Jerry wishing happy birthday to Marilyn. Oh, Marilyn's there. The birthday girl is here. Happy birthday, Marilyn. That's so cool. Your birthday is on a historic day. But this is I do this at this time of night because it's getting close to bedtime. So we only talk about happy bedtime stories. No, okay, like cleaning up nuclear waste. Happy birthday, Marilyn. I'm so glad that you're here. You did get it live on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. My friends over at YouTube, we talk all the time. That's a joke if you do anything with YouTube or Google. Okay, but anyway. Oh, Marilyn, thank you. Thank you. Love to you too on your birthday. Okay, it's time for another song, and then I'm going to go back after the song, and I'm going to read through your comments so I can say hi. and also, we're going to talk again about what we can do to put the heat, no pun intended, on Governor Inslee to order the U.S. Department of Energy to stop that leak and clean it up. Don't know what the delay is, but it's time for the people to speak, for us to exercise our right as living in a democracy and get that done. After the song, I'm also going to talk about how we can exercise our right by living in democracy and letting the governor and our senators know to take out the lower Snake River dams. We want to clean up that nuclear waste so we're not poisoning the salmon, and we want to take out the lower Snake River dam so the salmon can get way back up into Idaho, where they can happily mate and multiply. And then many more salmon will come down, many more salmon for the orca to eat, and the orcas are starving, and many more salmon for the people to catch. Now in the Columbia, I believe only the Native Americans are allowed to catch salmon there, but that's good. That's good. More salmon. Make the Idaho fishermen happy, make the orca happy. Everybody's happy. This song is called Salmon Come Home, and Jerry requested this song. And while I wrote this song in Alaska, really this applies to all of salmon country, which in North America goes all the way from really around Santa Cruz all the way up to Alaska and out the Aleutian Islands, the Yukon River. So this is our song too. And at one point, I'm sure there's some salmon scientists watching, or Jerry might know, but I believe the Columbia River had the largest run in North America. I don't know. People up in the Yukon River might debate that, but seeing as wherever you live, you'd like to brag that we have the most. We have the most salmon. Yeah. Alaska's big, but Washington was bigger. Okay. I don't know if that's true, but I'm sure the Alaskans and Washingtonians will set me straight. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever.
The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Then the Russians came for the furrin' ground. They built log forts and we burned them down. Then the great flu came, taking old and young. We gathered who was left, and we begin again. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Then the oil rigs came, promising us jobs, leaving oil sheens as we carry on. Then the loggers came, taking the great trees, leaving mountains bare, leaving muddy streets. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Now they come for the coal underneath our river, to destroy our home, take our children's future. We are one small town, we are one proud people, we are one with salmon, we are one with eagle, we are one small town, we are one proud people. We are still surviving, we are still surviving. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. We've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. The salmon come home again and again. Salmon come home again and 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 again. Thank you. Thank you. I wrote that song up in a small Athabascan village in Alaska, where a river was threatened, similar to what we're talking about today. And I sang the song for the first time at a public gathering right there in the village of oh boy, I'm spacing that out. Tyonek. That's about 60 miles west of Anchorage on the Cook Inlet. And it was a scary song to sing. I wrote the song based on
I sat with an elder for several hours, and he just told me a whole bunch of their history, and I was like, wow, this is the song, and I incorporated it in the song. And you know, you write a song about someone's place and you've been there for 5 days, it's a little nerve-wracking to sing a song about someone's history. And I told them up front, I said, hey, I might have got some of this wrong, so please let me know, because I want to write a good and accurate song to help stop the proposed mine in the Chwitna River there. And afterwards, some of the elders came up, and they actually had two corrections. One, in the song, I had the loggers before the oil rigs, which and they said, no, actually the oil rigs came before the loggers. This is in Alaska. They were logging down here, and they ran out of trees. They went up, got the smaller trees in Alaska later, so the oil rigs came first. Then another elder said to me, all those hard, terrible things happened to us, but we're still here. We're still surviving. And so to me, maybe the most important line in that song is we are still surviving. And part of the reason it's so important that we make our voices heard to Governor Inslee to clean up that high-level nuclear waste that's going into the groundwater. Part of the reason why it's so urgent that we stop that and clean it up so it doesn't make it to the Columbia is because there are quite a number of Native American nations who live along the Columbia, who take their food from the Columbia River. This is obviously an issue for all of us. This is an environmental issue, but this is also a human rights issue. This is a native rights issue, as is the removal of the lower Snake River dams. And if you're not familiar with the geography in my part of the world, the Columbia is the giant river that flows down between Washington and Oregon State, and the Snake River is a giant river that flows into the Columbia River. And the salmon go up the Columbia River, and then there's a bunch of dams on the Columbia, and there's a bunch of dams on the salmon. And by removing the four lowest dams on the Snake, it will allow a much higher percentage of salmon to make it back to Idaho and help the salmon, help the orca, help the Native Americans who fish, help the sport fishermen up in Idaho, help everybody, help the salmon, help the orca. So while tonight we're focusing on, I'm going to put up that little banner again of where you can write to Governor Inslee. We're also trying to write Governor Inslee and Senator Cantwell and Senator Murray of Washington State, encouraging them to remove those 4 lower Snake River dams. And that's an issue for the salmon, that's an issue for the orca, and it is also a human rights issue. And the reason it's starting to heat up, one of the main reasons it's starting to heat up, one of the main reasons why I believe we're going to win, and win relatively soon, is because the leaders of many Native American nations throughout Washington and Oregon and Idaho are speaking out to remove the lower Snake River dams. And so I just want to encourage everyone to add your voice to that chorus. Both of these struggles will continue on. Okay, before I get to the banners, I want to just throw that, or to your comments, I just want to throw up that banner here so you know. Okay, here's our task team. Democracy, use it or lose it. And today's a special day. If you've been watching the news, I don't need to go into that. But we're in a struggle for democracy in the United States. We're in a struggle for democracy all over the world. And the best way to protect democracy is to use it. And if we use our democracy and we let our voices be heard, I believe Governor Inslee will make the right decision and order the U.S. Department of Energy to clean up that horrible high-level nuclear waste that's seeping into the ground and heading toward the Columbia. And I believe that Governor Inslee and Senator Murray and Senator Cantwell will do the right thing and lead to take down those 4 lower Snake River dams so the orca can get the food they need, so the salmon can run, the whole shebang. That is how progress is made. I believe both those issues we can win using our democratic power, using our ability as individuals just to make our voice heard. Maybe you put up a yard sign, but at the very least, send a note. Send a note to the governor tonight at facebook.com/HOANW, Heart of America Northwest. They'll tell you how to do it. I think a few clicks and it'll go through. But remember, when they wanted to put the nuclear waste dump here in 1986, no one thought we could stop it. Like, how are we going to stop that? It's the federal government. Can't stop them. Well, we did stop them. Jerry wrote Referendum 40. We rallied. Some of us did silly things like build a giant nuclear waste cache and drive around doing the finger pull. There were meetings all over the state. There were demonstrations. There were protests. People went to Hanford. People lobbied their legislators, and we won. We won. There is no high-level commercial nuclear waste dump at Hanford. And that is no small miracle. Imagine if we had lost that. What would the Columbia River? So democracy, when we take part, can work. I know it can take slow. I know it's slow. It can take a long time. But we got to fight for our democracy. And one of the best ways, besides demanding that everyone's vote is counted, is to simply take part. Take part in the democracy. You can tell I get very excited about that. Okay, now let's look at some of your comments here. I'll take this down. Oh, okay, one more quick. You can donate to Heart of America Northwest and their marvelous work to protect the Columbia River and clean up Hanford at hanfordcleanup.org. If you want to learn when I'm doing these shows, this was a planned show, a scheduled show. A lot of times I just warming up, I feel like doing a show. I do spontaneous shows. So if you want to hear about my planned shows, if you want to hear about the shows, join my email list at cowswithguns.com. Like, follow, I don't really understand Facebook, but facebook.com/Dana Lyons, my music page. Subscribe at YouTube/CowsWithGunsGuy. And also I'm creating a special email list because some of my friends want to hear about these spontaneous shows. So if you send me an email or Facebook message and say, hey, Dana, put me on the spontaneous show list. Now, if you do that, that means you can get 1 or 2 emails a week. I hate getting extra emails, but if you'd like to hear about these shows, tell me that. The normal list, you get 1 every month or every 2 months or something like that. Okay, let's go to let's go over to the comments. Okay, say hello. Warren from Tofino is in the house. All right. Good. I want to come up and visit you, Warren. I've been meaning to come up there to Tofino a long time. Warren has set up shows for me up there. I love going to Tofino. How can you not love going up to Tofino? There's Warren in Tofino. He's in the house. Gene is here. Yes, rally for positive change. Slow but sure. We can do it. We can do it. A lot of us did not understand how fragile our democracy is. Well, now we're waking up to it. And we got to organize and we got to hold on to our precious democracy. Thank you, Gene. Yes, the Diane's mentioning the Backbone campaign, doing great work on they've done great work on Hanford as well as the Snake River dams. I got friends of the Backbone campaign. And, there's my friend Terry Nicholson. Let's see, is that going up there? There it is. Hi, Terry. Camping at the beach. Okay. Terry, it's summer in Australia. We got 6 inches of snow here in Bellingham, and it's raining on it. So rub it in, Terry. Terry is an outstanding singer and troubadour. You can see her on YouTube and Facebook, etc. Thank you, Terry. Okay. Good on mine. Okay. Thank you, Bill. Thanks to Bill. Yeah, Diana's mentioning Dixie Lee Ray. Yes, she was our governor. Radioactive Dixie Lee Ray. She was very pro-dump, but we beat that. I'm so proud. Sing along. Our state is Dumpsite, plutonium-239. More sing along. Oh, I got to take that off. Put that up. Okay. There's Janet and David and Karen. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for bringing your attention to your mom's birthday. My pal Jeff Margolis out in the county. Good to see you, Jeff. I know Jeff was very active in stopping the nuclear reactor in the Skagit, that magic Skagit battle. Another fight that they said, oh, you can't stop the nuclear reactor. They want to build a nuclear reactor on the Skagit River just south of me in Washington State. But two mayors and thousands of people stood up, and we won. There is no nuclear reactor, nuclear power station on the Skagit. Go, Jeff. Good on you. There's my friend Henry Paulette. That's Jerry's son. All good things die in rules. He's referring to maybe the saddest thing I said tonight, that Our State is a Dump Site could have been Washington State's official song. 13 co-sponsors died in Rules Committee. I know, that's tough. Henry, when are you going to run? I need you to be chair of the Rules Committee. We can ram that song through yet. Oh, thank you. There's Peggy. Thank you, Peggy. There's Peggy thanking me for singing, thanking Jerry for his continued work on this issue. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Hi, Albert. Albert's up from Portland. Thank you, Albert. Oh, this is cool. I didn't see this from before. Peggy, I'm guessing that's Peggy Mays Johnson. Peggy led the fight to stop the the US DOE, that's the United States Department of Energy, from using Yucca Mountain, Nevada as the national high-level waste dump. And then work with us here and continues for the cleanup of Hanford. Thank you, Peggy. I did not, I don't know if I realized that, or maybe I knew that and didn't remember it, but I appreciate that. Yeah, they were, the federal government, they tried to put it in Washington, and then they tried to put it in Wisconsin, and then they tried to put it in New Mexico, and then they tried to put it in Nevada. And they got stopped every single time, because who in their right mind wants a dump with high-level nuclear waste in it that will last the rest of time? Gosh, that raises an interesting question. If nobody wants it, if everyone's so afraid of it, why are we creating it? Fascinating. Thank you, Peggy. Rock on. There's Brett. Oh, my God. Brett Haverstick. I miss you, Brett. Brett's out in Idaho with the Clearwater, fighting to save the Clearwater River in Idaho. And I think the Clearwater, Friends of the Clearwater, I think that flows into the Snake. Do I have that right, Brett? So that you'll get some salmon up there in the Clearwater when we remove those 4 lower Snake River dams. Brett also has, pre-pandemic would have conventions in Yellowstone to protect the wolves. Really appreciate that, Brett. Oh, we got a lot of warriors here tonight. There's Howie, Howie's with the Orca Network, working to protect the orca. Thank you, Howie and Susan and Wendy and the whole Orca Network team. Let's see. Okay. All right, Terry, please introduce me to your friend who's going to sing Salmon Come Home. Okay. Diane donates monthly to the Heart of America. Good for you. There's Marilyn. There's Hope. Thank you, Hope. Hope Harris down in Portland. She's been an activist on all these issues for a long time and working on the nuclear issues down in Oregon. We appreciate that, Hope. There's Carol. Carol's a radio DJ down in Astoria. Nice to see you, Carol. Also doing wonderful work for our community down in Astoria throughout Oregon. Thank you, Richard. It's a wonderful song. I got to put that up there. That is a wonderful song. I think it should be required singing at the 36th District Dems monthly meetings right after we finish the Pledge of Allegiance. I assume you're talking about Our State is a Dump Site, but Salmon Come Home, either one. Either way, I think that's an outstanding cultural idea, Richard. Great work, great work. Okay, we're going down there. Okay, there's Carolyn. Sheba, oh my God. Sheba has set up shows down in the Redwoods, down in Mendocino. Great to hear from you, Sheba. Hope you survived those fires all right. I know that's got to be rough down there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Lisa Wright, my college buddy from Swarthmore. And her husband, Tim. Thank you. Great to see you. There's Meridian. Carol Newman, Diane Foster. Also ask him to decertify. Okay, I'll look into that, Diana. Okay, there's people conducting business here on the on the chat here. Okay, Heart of America Northwest. What's that? Take action. Click here to learn. Okay, it's easier to go to their Facebook page because you can't really click on that thing, and I doubt you're going to type it out. I guess I don't think you can copy it off of this, but anyway, go to their Facebook page. Take action. Here, I'll throw the banner up when we get to the end. Chris, thank you for liking Cows with Guns. I'll be singing that soon. I'm overdue to sing that. Thank you, Amber. Robin, thank you. Robin is another one of our wonderful singers, great troubadours, local singers. Thank you, Robin. And thank you for all you're doing for our area. Robin has a great song about the coal train and many other songs. You can find her on Facebook and YouTube, etc. Now let's see. Marilyn's got that over there. Take action. Okay. Oh, I see. You're doing that for people watching the feed. I got it. You're welcome, Nancy. Thank you. Read the Down and New History and Humanity. Okay, Jeff. You did. You stopped the Skagit nuclear plant. Rock on, brother. Jeff is also a great musician. I've had some great times singing with Jeff at his home. And yeah, that's a huge... I love telling the story of the Skagit. We were real serious underdogs. We're going to win. We're going to win on the lower Snake River dams. We're going to win on cleaning this up. We got to put on the pressure, but we will get there. But we got to keep up the pressure. But the Skagit, boy, that was amazing. Amazing victory there. We can hold on to things. We got to hold on to those victories. Oh, I've been invited to do an interview. We will do it, Jeff. We will do it. Okay, here's something. The pundits didn't think Washington voters would pass Referendum 40 in 1986, to stop Hanford from becoming the nation's first high-level nuclear waste dump along the Columbia River. Dana's song, Our State is a Dump Site, provided our organizers and activists across the Northwest with hope and spirit. Perhaps the highlight of the campaign was thousands gathering from Oregon and Washington on the sides of the I-5 bridge in a massive hands across the Columbia protest for Referendum 40. Oh my God, that was awesome. So if you haven't been there, the Columbia River is a big river. I mean, I think it's miles across at that point. And there's this giant Interstate 5 bridge. We had thousands of people there holding hands across that bridge on the sidewalk area, the walking area. And it was just beautiful. And we had a big rally there. I got to give a copy of Our State is a Dump Site to Senator Slade Gordon, our senator at the time. I'll tell that story another time. And then I did something I shouldn't have done. Don't do this at home. But I thought it would be really fun. The traffic was crawling because there was people, there's thousands of people holding hands alongside. And, it was a beautiful visual showing people power to stop this dump. And we stopped it. But, my brother and I were traveling around with that big nuclear waste cask, and I thought it would be a clever idea. I have an old cowboy hat. I still have that hat, I believe. To wear my cowboy hat and ride on top of the nuclear waste cask across the bridge on Interstate 5. And I said, go very slowly, Zach, because this is dangerous and I don't want to die. That would take attention away from the purpose of this. So I'm riding and waving to people, and people are laughing and cheering, blah, blah. And I think I'm being very cute. And then we get on the opposite side of the river, we get pulled over by a Washington State trooper. And he comes up and he's like, "Get off of that thing." I was 26 at the time. That's if that's any excuse. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" He goes, "You can't be doing that." I'm like, "I'm sorry. It was dumb. I got excited." He's like, "Get in the cab and go do your thing and don't do that again." And he didn't give us a ticket. I so appreciate that he was tolerant and didn't give me or my brother a ticket, because I would have been paying both of them, because my brother would not have been amused. There's Graham, a dear friend and activist over there in Australia. And Jeff and Diane. Whoa, okay, we have people meeting. Wait, people meeting. There's Jeff. What? Diane is saying hi to Jeff. Remember the Clamshell Alliance. That's way back, working on the nuclear stuff. There's Tom. Hi, Tom. Good to see you. I didn't mention, I think it was Tom Buchanan was working with Greenpeace. He was one of the main leaders to stop the nuclear dump then. Yes. Yeah, well, thanks, Diane Foster, for pointing that out. Dennis Frissinger. Hi, Dennis. Beautiful poet. Beautiful environmental poet down from the Bay Area. Good to see you, Dennis. Okay, Astoria, only 70 more letters. We're still doing the letters. I'm going to throw up the banner. I'm going to throw up the banner so we can get these letters. The Clamshell Alliance. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, we're going back to the banners. Here it is. Send a message to the Governor Inslee. You can do it very quickly right now. You go to facebook.com/HOANW. That's Heart of America Northwest. Go to the top post and you click on the thing with the yellow nuclear waste canisters, drums, and that'll explain where to click and get those letters going to Governor Inslee. I'm proud of Governor Inslee, how he's taking care of us, especially those who are older, who have underlying conditions during the pandemic. And I'm proud of how he's speaking out about climate change. He's doing a lot of good stuff. On this one, we need to encourage him. We need to give him the political cover. The more letters, the more things he hears from us, the easier it will be for him to move and order the Department of Energy to begin that cleanup as fast as possible. All right. Well, thank you so much. That is wrapping up our show. I am all wound up. It's going to be hard to go to sleep now. I go to bed early. I am a musician trapped in a morning person's body. And wow, when I'm playing late night shows, that's hard. It's hard to finish a show at 1, get to bed at 3 because you're wired, and wake up at 7. But that's why I like doing earlier shows now. But still, it's going to take me 2 hours to wind down about this, because I love talking about democracy. I love talking about organizing ourselves. Yeah, I know that our democracy is not perfect. I mean, obviously, it's under great threat right now. But even before it was under great threat, it's not a perfect democracy. And that is the ever-ongoing experiment. That's the ever-ongoing effort to make it better. Like, the biggest thing in a democracy, the key thing, the president talked about it this morning, is we need everyone to vote. We need everyone who wants to vote to be able to vote. There's a lot of laws that are designed to make it hard for people to vote, and that's just wrong. Everyone who wants to vote should be able to vote easily, and every vote should be counted. And no, the state legislators can't overturn our vote. That is just wrong. There's a bunch of states that are passing laws like that. So we have to pass our voting protection rights laws here in the United States. And I know they're facing this in countries all over the world. So I get excited because, sometimes it takes a long time. It feels like it takes too long to get something done. But what I've seen working with Jerry for many years is it might take a while, but if you are creative in your organizing, if you're creative in getting the word out, if you make it fun, if you bring people together, as Hazel Wolf would say, when you have a meeting, make sure you've got good things to drink and lots of pizza, whatever people want to eat. Donuts and pizza, health food for the activists, okay? So it's all about community. It's about having fun, but we can organize, we can win on this. Go team. Yes. Happy January 6th. Thank you for watching. I have to go wind down now. Breathe, Dana. You have to go to bed. I napped too long this afternoon, but actually that was a good thing. It was a good thing. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, friends and family. Thank you, folks watching from Heart of America Northwest, and also friends of State Representative Jerry Paulette. And thank you, Jerry. All right. Sweet dreams, everyone. Stay safe. Take good care of each other. Be patient. It's a challenging time. We're all trapped one way or another. Even our young people who are a little more, who don't have to worry about losing their lives, they still have to be careful. They have to worry about making their elders sick. It's hard on all of us, and just take good care of each other, breathe, have fun, get out in the outdoors. All right, good night.